E aí, galera do YouTube, tudo bom? Aqui tá tudo bom também. Estamos de volta aqui com Vampyr. Estamos nas docas, né, pra gente procurar o nosso amigo falecido. Quer dizer, falecido não, né? Ele sequestrou a mulher, mas com certeza a mulher já matou ele, né? Aquela mulher insuportável, a Reid Jones. Enfim, mas antes de prosseguir para procurar o tal amigo, nós iremos curtir e comentar esse vídeo. Enfim, após você ter feito isso, vamos nessa. Deixa eu ver se dá pra montar alguma coisa aqui, que eu peguei umas peças do cara morto do chão ali. Tá, o que é isso aqui? Vamos pegar mais um desse. Nesse. Tá bom. Tá, eu tô com uma arma nova, mano, mas sei lá, mano. Deixa quieto. Vamos partir, então. Recarregar aqui minhas cositas. Tá, vamos. Ratos. Pega o rato, pega o rato, pega o rato.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Pega outro, pega outro, pega outro. Cadê?
This is despicable.
De novo. Ah, não. Tem como sair por aqui? Puta, que merda, mano. Ah, véi. Deixa eu ver o negócio. Tá, né? Cacildas, viu? Nem sei que é essa mulher aqui que tá doente. Que meu distrito está saneado. Vamos ver aqui. Que já tá todo mundo doente de novo. Eu não acredito, mano. Acabei de curar o pessoal de lá. Se fuder, viu? Então vamos, né?
Over there!
Over there!
Better go. This one's mine! Big fucking beast!
Tchau!
Yeah!
Isso, mata ele, vai. Ah, não, mata ele. Você tá vendo de mim, otário? O cara é humano. Eu sou da sua raça, eu sou vampiro também, eu sou vampire, mano. Que é essa? Tchau. Pra eu ir lá agora onde eu tô querendo ir. Tá, eu tenho que sair daqui, dar uma puta volta do cão. Nossa, mano do céu. Ah, mano, olha a volta, velho. Por aqui. É por aqui mesmo. Ou é por aqui que eu tenho que ir, mano? Tem um corredorzinho. Deixa eu ver se é por aqui. Esse aqui tá aberto. Tá fechado. Puta, mano, vou voltar tudo. Que merda, velho. Que merda. Tá. Beleza. Daqui tem que dar a voltinha, pá. Acho que eu vou dar a voltinha onde, né, meu irmão? Por aqui? Vixe. Caraca, irmão. Tá lotado de coisa aqui, velho. Ó os scouts. Tá, pega esse, pega esse. pegar minhas riquezas aqui, que agora são muitas. Ué, cadê o resto das coisas? Não tem mais nada aqui? Achei que ia ter mais coisa, por isso. Ó, o cara fica aqui nas docks. Será que é daqui? Acho que é. Ó, deixa eu ver se eu subir aqui. Dá.
I'd step back, sir. Over there!
Vai, atira. Ninguém, otário. Ai! Filho da mãe. Vou trocar de arma, peraí. Essa arma tá meio paia já. Nossa, agora sim. Agora eu fiquei em xeque. Tá, vamos ver aqui. Beleza. Chegando, rapaz. Ui. Ó, ó.
I'll put an end to this!
Ó. Preciso de sangue. De sangue. Tá, espera. Ok, é reto. Tem que virar ali. Tá, é reto e virar aqui, será? Deixa eu ver se é aqui mesmo. O quê? É aqui. Tem alguma coisa aqui? Parece que não. Mas tá um cenário texto pra um boss aqui, hein? Ai, que coisa médica aqui, mano. Oh, Swanborg Medicine. Puta, é o Swanborg que fala em braille, né? Precisava falar com ele. Oi, mulher. Muito pão.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Que? Eu nem falei nada. A mulher já tá julgando.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
Claro, minha querida, eu sou vampiro.
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Ah, olha aqui, hein?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
Credo.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh, you want information instead? Well, here's some. Jackson does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
O que faz ideia do que
Oh
eu sou.
no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right. Okay. No need to get all worked up.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
Ih, acho que foram os botineiros, mano, que coisaram ela. Peraí.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Nossa.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Mulher grossa, mano. Eu só tava fazendo uma perguntinha só, mano. Não ia fazer nada, não. Tá doido? Então, morreu. Tá muito bem, tá de máscara. Muito bem. Muito bem. Muito bem, senhores.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Tá, está mal, está mal. Vou tentar conversar com essa pessoa aqui, que parece ser simpática.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Can I help
Essa
you?
bonita?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town.
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Tá, ela tá saudável.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about the sad saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reid.
Eita!
You
Você é
really
vampiro,
think
querido.
I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No, I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless.
Nossa, todo
A
mundo,
man with
então.
your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Pelo que eu sei, ela é a irmã da outra. A outra é chatolina demais. Essa até que é simpática, mano. Gostei dela. Prece escrita à mão. Deus, essa é uma prece para minha querida mãe, Gertrude Paxton, que agora espera suas filhas no céu. Até esse dia agradeço por permitir que eu acorde e viva cada novo dia na pobreza e modéstias honestas. Por favor, proteja o bondoso Sr. Hampton, que nos deixou dormir no abrigo noturno dele. Peço-lhe humildemente que me perdoe pelo rancor que sinto pela minha irmã Giselle desde que minha mãe morreu. Abençoada seja a alma dela, Senhor. Agradeço por me ouvir. Amém. Ai, a moça... Ai, que fofinha que ela é.
This Seymour worries me. Perhaps Sean knows something about it.
Ela é fofinha, gente. Uma pessoa de coração bom. Quer dizer, até eu descobri algo sobre ela. Jornal antigo. A bomba explodiu logo depois do amanhecer na frente da fábrica de munições Dawson & Dawson, a maior empregadora do distrito. A detonação destruiu todas as janelas das fábricas ao norte de Southwark. É um milagre apenas 2 pessoas terem morrido no ataque, afirmou o inspetor-chefe Alexander Brighton.
It's locked, all right.
Tá, deixa eu dar uma perambulada por aqui pra ver se eu acho alguma coisa interessante pra falar com aquelas irmãs. Opa. Tá. Eu queria ajudar elas com dinheiro, sabe? Ah, você aí, querido. Deixa eu falar suas coisas primeiro. Eu quero ter uma palavrinha com o senhor, viu?
Why the long face, Doctor?
Que isso?
Is it all that worries you, Sean? My long face? Really?
This is a blessing for me to become a Skal. Immortality gives me more time and energy, if truth be known, to run a shelter. What more could I want?
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain?
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Sei não, hein?
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Ok. Dá licença aqui um pouquinho. Dá licença aqui. aqui, dá licença, que eu vou pegar suas coisas agora, que, né? Ser vampiro agora não vai precisar muito dessas coisas, né, mano? Tá, deixa eu conversar com a mulherzinha. Ô, menina! Tudo bom? Vou falar com você sobre o negócio.
Glad to see you again, Mr.
Lottie, tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Mother was very ill, but I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Giselle is the only family you have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reid.
Goodbye.
Vou falar, Carbono. Ué, cadê a mulher? Oi, quem é você?
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Goodbye.
Ok. Aqui tá aberto agora. Tá, mas eu quero conhecer mais pessoas. Tá, o que eu tô... Coisa aqui, mano. Olha, tem duas atividades suspeitas, 2 diálogos suspeitos. Um diálogo e um outro coisa ali. Mas eu quero conhecer as docas primeiro. Eu quero ajudar o pessoal de lá. Ó. Vamos começar por ela, que é rancorosa e chata? Vamos. Tá, eles estão pra lá também. Legal. Quem é você? Oi?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the wet boot boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
Gostei dele.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood? Have you got any friends around these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack! Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's
Eu tô
around.
com o relógio dele.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. I heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
Olha, eu não vou dar o relógio pra ele.
Goodbye.
Deixa eu falar com a mulher primeiro. Será que ela tá por aqui? A senhora lá? Acho que tá, ó. Deixa eu ver. É por aqui? Será que ela mora? Vou bater na porta.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Tadinha, ela tá com Alzheimer. Ah, tadinho.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here?
Dr. Tippett.
I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reid. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Do you require...
I'm glad...
I'll try my...
Thank you, Doc.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
Tadinha.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh, no. I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippett.
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your son? No idea at all?
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. Has something bad happened to him?
Jack is dead, Miss Gillingham.
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact. Ever the joker, Dr. Tippett.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should return to you now.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. Thank you, sir.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past. Promise me you'll not lose it.
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippett? Please, for your charity.
Ah, legal, ela me deu negócio. Deixa eu vasculhar a casa dela.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Deixa eu ver se eu acho alguma coisa do Jack que eu posso conversar com ela, né? Sei lá, descobrir algumas pistas.
It's locked.
Rodney, acabei de ficar sabendo sobre o que aconteceu hoje. Corri até sua casa. Mas você já tinha ido embora. Por isso estou escrevendo esse bilhete. É verdade que você o matou? Não acredito nisso. Por quê? O que aconteceu? Precisamos conversar urgentemente. Por favor, tente entrar em contato quando receber essa mensagem. Sabendo que você é um sujeito cauteloso e para comprovar que isso não é uma armadilha, vamos usar um código quando nos encontrarmos. Assobiarei meu nome, Jack, em código Morse e você assobiará o seu. Combinado? Dessa forma você saberá que sou eu. Por enquanto, é bom que você esteja se escondendo. Os botineiros estão vasculhando a vizinhança inteira, dizendo que vão acabar com o responsável pela morte de um deles. Tenho certeza que conseguiremos estabelecer um acordo quando a poeira baixar.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Knight.
Então, caixa de música, então... Tem coisa pra vender, eu acho. Eu vou vender esse. Tá. Tchau. Deixa eu ir reto aqui. Eu tenho que dar a volta por aqui. Então... Nossa, olha isso aqui, mano. Tá, beleza. Ele tá nos esgotos, o cara que roubou a mulher. E aí, senhor? Acho que é por aqui, né? Deixa eu ver se é por aqui mesmo. No, é atrás de mim. Opa! Ah, sabia que tinha visto algo brilhando ali. Doco Oeste, Distrito Saudável? Não acredito. Tá, esse já foi. Eu quero falar com uma pessoa que tá aqui, mano. Beleza. Tá. A Scal, mano, não. Opa! Olha, tem um abrigo aqui. Tem uma pessoa morta aqui também, uma mulher. Cortou os pulsos, parece? Credo. Coisa macabra, né? Tá. Aqui não tem nada. Aqui não abre. Aqui. Nossa, meu Deus, olha isso, velho. Caraca. Era um bar aqui. Ó. Ele morreu aqui, ó. E saiu por ali.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these guys.
O cara é simpático aqui, né, mano? Eu gostei dele. O Martin. Que lugar é esse aí? Nossa, nem sei onde eu tô me enfiando, mano. Tô seguindo o mapa só e pronto. Ai, guardas da Freedom.
See them fancy clothes? This way, vermin!
Tchau. Os caras estavam me jogando pela minha roupa, você acredita? Babacas. Um bando de babaca mesmo. Já vim aqui, né?
Murdering bastard! Oh, Christ!
Deixa eu só ver um negócio. Peraí. Um pouco atrás de mim, só aqui embaixo. Ah, então ele tá ali dentro, mano. Ele tá aqui, ó. Vamos lá, hein? Quero achar o negócio da mulher lá, o dinheiro dela, porque ela ficou bêbada aí, né? Enfim, eu acho realmente que ela se sente culpada por ter matado a mãe dela, igual a irmã dela disse, porque ela bebeu um monte na noite do enterro da mãe dela, até perdeu o dinheiro que elas tinham conseguido. Mas vai saber, né? Tá, vamos procurar. Tem rato aqui. Cadê? Preciso de sangue, gente. Bem pouquinho. Trancado aqui. Tem dinheiro aqui. Isso.
That doesn't work.
Tem que dar uma olhada. Tem que ver. Tá, eu tenho que esvaziar aqui pelo jeito. É. Deixa eu ver do outro lado que eu não vi ainda.
There must be a way to control the water level in this reservoir. I need to find the wheel.
Não, eu já encontrei a wheel. Mas... Tá, vamos mexer na wheel lá. Já. É só aquela? São duas.
So that's it. These wheels control the water level.
Deixa eu ver. Eu consigo pular daqui? Ei! Eu não consigo ir lá?
That gate should shut properly now.
Ok, vamos descer então. Ah, mano, mas é top, fala aí. Tá. Vocês viram, né? Vocês viram, né? Tava se alimentando e saiu correndo. Interessante. O lugarzinho medonho, hein? Eu vi, mano. Cadê o rato?
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Pega o rato, pega o rato, pega o rato, pega o rato.
I have this thirst for blood.
Tá, tem um rastro de sangue aqui, mano. Nossa. Tá. Tá, trancado. Ih. Olha lá o Ascalon.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again! The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity.
Puta, eu vou ter que lutar com ele, você tá de brincadeira, mano. O cara é
Respect
um
the
Hulk.
laws of Ascalon!
Caraca, velho. Sai.
Snap like a hare's brittle bones, newborn! Whence did you vanish? I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name! Spill my blood to the pissing wells! Return to your apothecary and needles. I shall crush you. You found your death in me!
Meu, o cara vira em 3, cara. Puta. Para de me bater, mano. Matei, filho da puta. Ah! Gole essa, mano. Gole aí, escroto. Pega a amostra de sangue dele, tem como pegar? Não tem? Ah, mano, não. Nossa. Tem uma amostra de sangue dele pra poder ver, né, o bagulho. Tá, como é que eu saio daqui agora? Por aqui? Meu Deus do céu. O cara era um Hulk, mano. Opa.
At least one skull escaped Fergal's wrath.
Aqui. Aqui.
The poor creature.
Tá, ele foi pra lá, mas... Caraca, véi. Olha lá a mãozinha aqui, ó. Deixa eu só... Nossa, que labirinto. Aqui.
How could he have made it this far? There's blood everywhere.
Eu vou subir aqui, ó, mano.
Safe we are, still.
drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst.
Que? Skull consciente. Meu Deus. Oi. Cara, quem é você, mano? Caraca.
This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reid. I'm a newborn Ekon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves, if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Scout.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of lives.
Que vieram da África.
So was it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. Sad Saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Sean is a Skull. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures.
Maybe he is the Sad Saint. Or perhaps because I am Old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
Nossa, mano. Então a Hair Jones tá ok. Preciso encontrar os coisas aqui, mano. Cadê os coisas? Oi. Que legal. O pessoal quer uns Skull de boa. Tá, é mais pra cima. Nossa, tem uma safe house aqui. Caraca. Olha, uma caminha bonitinha até, mano. Deixa eu ver aqui. Tá, deixa eu ver. Vamos ver aqui, né? Vou melhorar isso aqui, né? Isso aqui é muito bom. Top. Ah, o pessoalzinho já tá saudável, muito bem. Falta conhecer essas duas, acho que essas duas pessoas que estão ruins, mano. Saneado. Nossa, mano, aqui que tá tensa a história, né? E aqui eu nem conheço, mas aqui é o outro distrito, deve ser o distrito dos caras... Eu acho que essa aqui é minha mãe, mano. Essa aqui, ó. E esse aqui é um mordomo. Eu quero encontrar o cara, velho, mas eu tô achando o maninho. Cadê o rato? Cadê? Sumiu. Merda. Tá, espera, deixa eu ver aqui.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? Oh, Bridget allowed me to wander above some years back. It was unpleasant.
Coisa aqui. Ah, velha Bridget! Ei, você tá viva, mulher? Deixa eu ver o que tá escrito aqui. Supremacia dos Econs. Não é por coincidência que os Econs são os vampiros mais conhecidos e numerosos. Econs são a verdadeira aristocracia dos imortais. E, honestamente, talvez sejam os únicos que habitam o topo da cadeia alimentar. Por todos os lugares que viajei, sempre havia um Econ liderando a sociedade. Mortal e imortal. Econs são os mais humanos, espertos e civilizados dos vampiros. Mas não me entendam mal, não tenho nada contra as espécies mais exóticas que compartilham a dádiva da imortalidade, tal como os Vulcans. A maioria deles é muito útil como aliados, desde que compartilhem nossos objetivos, mas o pior defeito deles é não poderem se misturar aos mortais sem serem imediatamente reconhecidos. Por sua consequência, a Casascalon aceita apenas Econs das melhores linhagens como os membros do círculo interno. Dependendo das circunstâncias, Vulcods são aceitos como cães de caça ou de guerra, desde que demonstrem total obediência às nossas leis. Por sorte, nossos primos inferiores possuem uma tendência natural a obedecer seus mestres. Conversar com ela. E aí, velho?
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Harriet.
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
Your room, the blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward Still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Why did you come here?
This is where I live now. Leave me be.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather. So poor Harriet, always alone.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask.
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer.
Very well, then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are...
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I would not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for... Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So...
You sought vengeance by your own hand, and someone else obliged you. Very convenient. Don't lie to me.
I don't lie. I saw him near the docks, and rightly I wished him dead. And I am happy he is. It's true. But I didn't kill him. I was too tired.
Shadows. Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. In the deep darkness, quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. Yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again, and it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you
Whispered your name, Dr. Reid. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. They told me now. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
essa foi a coisa mais... Oxi, que susto.
Found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon.
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Your words. You do not carry yourself like most skulls I've encountered.
True.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it will remain mine.
Can I be of service to you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
Why do you live here, amongst filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding from?
The shame. The light. And of course, our past.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the guard of Priwen, the Ascalon Club.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have can, and now we hide.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Shornhampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old Bridget.
Mano do céu, onde é que é a saída desse lugar, velho? Acho que é por aqui, né?
I cannot enter. Are you all right, sir?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else, and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said, go. Leave me alone, sir.
Ahá, eu sei quem ele é.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
What have you done? You can't spend the rest of your life
to teach him a lesson. Not kill him. I'm not responsible for a murder if I didn't want to commit it. It was an accident.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what, you must go back to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
It's locked, all right.
Ah, não, ele não destrancou. Ô, queridão, como é que eu faço pra sair daqui, velho? Será que é do outro lado? Acho que deve ser ali, ó. Aqui, ó. Não é também. Mano, como é que eu saio daqui? Ó, tem que subir e ir pra lá. Ó, sobe. Ah, tá, cheio. Ó o cara, mano. O cara tem um bar aqui, velho. Ah, é aqui que é a saída, mas tá fechada. Tem que coisa aqui. Yeah! E eu preciso achar os caras que roubaram a mulher. E até agora nada.
It's locked, all right.
Abrigo noturno, olha, ele tá comendo a carne de todo mundo, velho.
Welcome back, Dr. Reid. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers.
Ih, tá falando merda.
Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reid, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
You make no distinction between the living and the skulls, do you?
We are God's children, one and all, and he's determined to save us.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest family in London? Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I wish as Dawson myself.
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
What will continue to...
What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly.
Right here. She's the...
It's old Bridget.
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past. Has the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skulls, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one. One day, I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
Eternity, the elements of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I haven't the luxury of being able to satisfy my hunger on staunch blood and lifeless flesh.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges... You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
I believe you, Sean. In fact, I envy the peace you found, and will remember it.
There is love and compassion in your heart. You only need to give it wings.
Thank you. Kind words, Sean. Continue your noble efforts. You are a good man in bad times.
Keep to the light, my friend. Like all my flock, you have a home here. Anytime you're in the neighborhood.
Ok. Ixi. Muito bom dever enfeitiçar. Yay! Que?
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father.
Vixe.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there.
Peraí que eu tenho que procurar o coisa aqui da mulher. Pra cá, eu acho.
This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should investigate further. Giselle's stolen money. Priwen has some unethical ways of financing their war.
Né? Onde é que ela tava mesmo? Ok, carregando. Devolver o dinheiro pra ela.
You again?
Giselle, I know you sleep at Hampton's shelter. What can you tell me about him?
He provided a roof for me and my sister. I am grateful, of course, but he gives me the creeps.
Why is that?
He's always sad, like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God, to give ourselves to the Lord. Creepy.
Giselle, tell me about the death of your mother.
After our father died, Mother worked so hard she made herself sick. We spent all the money we had on useless drugs and doctors. It was hell.
Hell? What do you mean?
The three of us were exhausted and desperate. And when I'm desperate, I tend to get angry. And I'm hard to live with. Lottie said I killed Mother.
You should talk to your sister. Whatever happened when your mother died, the truth lies somewhere between your two versions.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago. We Paxton sisters are tough. We don't apologize.
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some self-proclaimed militia.
I knew it! Did you find the money, too?
Yes. Here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you.
Nah.
Badly. Well... Thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades, then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Ela gostava dele.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Well,
Deixa eu falar, cara.
Glad to see you again.
did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Goodbye, Miss Pack.
Vamos lá falar com ele agora.
Good evening.
Dr. Reid.
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
Goodbye.
Deixa eu só ver um negócio. Tá. Deixa eu ver um negócio aqui. Ah, eu tenho que espalhar, né, os cartazes pra ele. Deixa eu espalhar aqui. Onde que eu espalho? 7.
informing London's inhabitants of the presence of vampires. What does that make me? A double or a triple agent?
Não. A guarda de Prince tá aqui de novo. Tá merda, viu?
Done. Mr. Throgmorton should be happy.
Bom, galera, eu vou terminar este vídeo por aqui. Nos vemos no próximo episódio. Até mais!